Oh, hi. I'm Jenne of All Trades, and welcome to my channel. Today, I wanted to talk to you about my friends. I actually have decided that I want to do a little bit more of what I do best on this channel, which is to inspire. And I've had some friends lately that have been going through some things in life, and nothing like crazy terrible, but I realized that nobody in their life is telling them the thing that they need to hear most. And so I wanted to make this video because, first of all, I think a lot of what my friends are going through is very relatable to what you guys might be going through. And second of all, sometimes we all just need to hear the thing that we need to hear. And in case somebody isn't saying that to you, here I am. I'm going to say it to you. So these are things that you needed to hear that maybe you're not being told. So one of my friends is a former student of mine, and this is not the first time that this has happened to me. This is definitely the umpteenth time that this has happened with me and one of my students, where one of my students decides that the studio that I'm teaching at isn't for them anymore. And they decide that they want to switch dance studios. That's fine. That happens. You find maybe this one's closer to your house. Maybe all your friends from school are going to this one instead and you want to be with those friends. Maybe this one has like more of what you're looking for rather than more of what you're used to. And a lot of times people give you grief if you leave. Not even a dance studio. Let's say it's like a job, or maybe you stop hanging out with a specific group of friends because you're not into the places that they go to anymore. Or back to the job, maybe you decide that you want to take your career on a different track, and so you switch jobs with like something that fits your life better. Maybe the schedule's better. Maybe they have free daycare and you have kids, you know. You have your reasons for choosing to change something in your life, but you're pretty much always going to get people at that current thing who are going to give you grief for it. So here I am to tell you, for my student that decided to switch studios, and for all of you guys out there who need to make a change in your life, I am proud of you for making that decision. That is such a hard thing to decide, to say, I'm going to step out of my comfort zone and try something new, or I'm going to completely uproot myself and start over in a new place. Guys, that is so hard. And that takes all the guts in the world. All of it. Like, I don't know that I would have the guts to do that right now. You did. You do. And I am really proud of you. So if no one in your life is telling you that they're proud of you for this decision, I am very, very proud of you for making such a hard decision. So that's the first thing. Now, one of my other friends, another former student of mine, when you teach dance, you end up becoming friends with your students after the fact. It's just a thing. Dance is such a casual, fun, communicative art form, and you build friendships through it. So anyway, this former student, he's trying to go off to college, right? But COVID happened, and so there's a delay in when he can start. So he's stuck at home. And honestly, for me, that would be like a dream, because I have the coolest relationship with my family. I would be so happy. But I have to understand that that is not everyone's experience in life. And he's finding it frustrating because, you know, he still has parents telling him exactly what to do and when to be home and where to go and what to wear. And he's like, I'm 21. This shouldn't be happening. I'm so frustrated. I just want to get out of here, but I can't. And the advice that I want to give him, and to any of you that are feeling like you're stuck somewhere, this is a very relatable situation, even if you're not 21 and can't go off to college. You're just stuck in a situation that you feel like you have no control. And you're like, but I want to have control. But maybe you just don't in that situation. Find something that you do have control over and do that. Even though everything else is out of your control and it feels awful. Look at something in your life and find something that you can have control over and take control and bring that feeling of empowerment back inside yourself. It's so powerful. When I feel like I have no control over a situation, and it happens all the time, I'm a teacher, come on. This happens all the time. It feels frustrating, but I decide, okay, I'm going to do something that I know I can control. And I go work out. That's my thing. I'm going to go work out because I can control how much weight I use, like how much weight I lift and how many minutes I go on the elliptical and how many this, and I control how hard I push my body or how hard I don't push my body that day. That's my version of control. You got to find your own. Maybe it's drawing. Maybe you have a blank piece of paper and you get to control what shows up on that piece of paper. Maybe it's coloring. Maybe you get to control what colors you use for that gorgeous picture you're about to color. Find something that gives you control and get back that feeling of empowerment. All right, the third thing. I have a friend who decided very late in life, at the age of, I think, 34, 35, that he was going to go back to school. He never went to college. I think he took one class, but he never went to college after high school. He just went into the working world and he never went. And then suddenly at 30-something, let's say 35. At 35, he decides, I'm going to go back to school. And you would think that like everyone would be all about that, but he had to cut down at work and work overtime between school and work, and it was just super hard, and he managed to graduate at like the top of his class. Honestly, he was second in his class. That's huge for somebody who's like in an alternative education situation where you don't go right away. But he got met with a lot of like, oh wow, you waited this long? Or why did you even go back? What's the point? Or like family members going, oh, well, that's awesome. But like, did you hear about this family member who's getting their PhD? And it's like, and they're younger than you. And it's like, wow, I was proud of myself for a minute there. But with all the negativity, it's really hard to hold on to that pride feeling, you know? Any of you that are going back to school and maybe recently went back to school and tried an alternative education situation where it's not, okay, I'm 18, I'm going to college. Okay, I'm 22, I'm done with college, or I'm going to grad school. I did the traditional, I went all the way through right away. Any of you guys that are going through it in a non-traditional way, and maybe you're older, and maybe you feel like the only adult in your class, I am so proud of you. That takes guts, that takes determination, that takes self-starting, and that is so rare. I'm actually getting choked up saying this. I am so proud of you. It's incredible what you're doing. And I'm not saying it's easier or harder than somebody who would go right away, or maybe than somebody who goes all the way. Maybe you don't feel that accomplished getting your associates at 36 years old. Maybe you don't, because everyone else that's 36 has a master's degree or something. Oh no. Don't downplay the accomplishment, because while I may have had my master's degrees when I was young, I don't know that I would have the guts, the spine, the self-discipline, the determination to pick up my life, completely turn it around and say, I'm going back to school. I don't know that I could do that. So I am so proud of you. And I'm so happy for you that you had the strength to make that decision. So I hope that means something to you. I literally got choked up talking about that one. Oh my gosh. That leads me to number 4. I have lots of friends who are talking about wanting to do something new, but they feel like, well, it's too late. This happens a lot, actually, because I teach tap dance, right? You meet people that are like, oh, I always wanted to tap dance, but it's too late for me. Says who? Says who? That it's too late. Like, I am the poster child for it's not too late. I started learning how to drum at the age of 35? 34? 35, I think? I don't know. I started learning how to drum really, really late. And I'm a drummer now. Come on, I'm 37 and I'm a drummer. Most people pick this up when they're 15, 16, maybe in their 20s. It wasn't too late for me. Why is it too late for you? Do you want to start learning how to do digital design and become a graphic designer as your career, but like you're 42, right? So go be a graphic designer. 42 is not too late for anything. I know 80-year-olds that started taking ballet, and they're actually doing ballet beautifully and wonderfully, and they're loving it. It is not too late to do anything Don't ever sell yourself short and say, well, I've got this going on and I'm too old and I'm too this. So I can't do that right now. I have a friend who's like, I think she's like 31, and she's like, well, I kind of want to be a model. I've always wanted to be a model, but it's too late. Says who? It is not too late to be a model. Maybe it's too late to be a certain kind of model because they don't hire models after a certain age. But there are models of all kinds, and so you can find a niche and model for a living. If I can tap dance for a living, y'all can do anything. So that is definitely a big one with me. It is not too late. Whatever it is that you wanted to do, it is not too late. Are you 63 and you want a roller derby? Roller derby. You got this. Maybe wear pads and a helmet when you're learning. But always wear pads and a helmet, but maybe like have crash mats when you're learning just to make sure. But it's not too late, guys, for anything. And then the last one, this is the other big one with me. I have a lot of friends and students and coworkers in my life, and even me, honestly, even me, who for some reason feel like they can't be themselves all the time. Like they have to hide something about themselves. I remember I was in college. It was my first year of college. And for some reason I had it in my head that I would make more friends if I didn't let my nerd flag fly. And unfortunately, I was kind of right. I did make more friends when I didn't constantly talk about things like Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Star Trek. But I also started looking at the kind of friends that I had. And I had nothing in common with them. They weren't actually friends. They were just people that were willing to talk to me because they thought I was their version of normal. Then one day I said, you know what? No, I am going to let my nerd flag fly, and I'm going to tell everybody that I'm a Trekkie and that I'm a huge Buffy fan and I'm a cosplayer and I'm this and this and this. And a lot of those people didn't really want to hang out with me anymore because they realized we didn't have anything in common. They weren't being judgmental. They just realized that we weren't the same flavor of person, I guess. You know what happened though? I found friends that were into the same things that I was into because I was willing to be myself. That taught me such a lesson in life. And I want you guys to know whatever it is about yourselves that you feel like you can't be, whether it's feeling like you have something about yourself that isn't socially acceptable, so you need to hide it, or whether it's, well, I live in a family full of Star Trek fans, but I'm actually a huge Babylon 5 fan and I don't know how to tell them. Or maybe it's you like to dress punk and goth and you feel like you can't do that without people looking at you weird, or whatever it is that you feel like you can't be yourself about. Dude, just be yourself. The people that appreciate you for you are the real friends that you're going to have. They're the ones that are going to accept you for who you are. And those are going to be the people that you want in your corner. Those are going to be the people that you want in your family, your extended friend family. Why would you want to hide who you are if it's only going to attract people that aren't going to accept who you are? And that was a lesson I was thankful to learn very early on. I wish I had learned it even earlier than that, but be you. And sometimes there are situations where you can't be yourself. And I completely appreciate and understand that. There are lots of situations where I can't be myself either. But in those situations, you're playing a part. You're just being a thing for the sake of whether it's like for one of my jobs, I can't talk about politics, religion, anything like that. As a teacher, not allowed to. So I'm playing a part where I am a very vanilla, non-flavored, non-exciting person where I have no opinion on politics or religion or anything like that. And then I go home and I can be myself. But for that instance, because I'm not allowed to, I just can't. Maybe there's circumstances in your life where you can't just let your flag fly and be yourself, and that's okay. But don't think that has any reflection on being yourself 100% of the time. Be you. You are special. You are valid. You are absolutely worthy of being yourself. It's kind of an interesting concept, right? That we feel unworthy to be ourselves. Like, well, I can't. I'm not good enough. I can't be myself because people aren't going to like it. the people who like it are the people who you want in your life. That's all I'm saying. So I hope that these 5 things that maybe people aren't saying to you are something that you needed to hear. And I hope that I could inspire you to feel differently today if you needed to. If you were all about all these things, then say them with me to someone else who needs it. Say these things to your friends when they make hard decisions. Say these things to your friends when they do something incredible that maybe isn't like, up there on a scale of what's considered really, really great and what's considered Maybe for them, that level is great. And tell them so. Tell your friends and family you're proud of them. Tell your friends to be empowered. Help them feel empowered. And I hope that I have helped you feel proud, empowered, valid, everything that you needed to feel today. So thank you guys so much for joining me on what I think are my favorite kind of vlogs, where I say this stuff in my dance classes. Like, sometimes the kids get down on themselves, like, everyone's a better dancer than me, or they have prettier hair than me. And I'm just like, that's it, sit down. And then I say these things. So hopefully I can just direct them to this video and then they can hear me say it. And hopefully I helped you guys out today too. Please subscribe to the channel and hit that thumbs up button so that other people that may need to hear this can find this video easier. And subscribe so that you can become part of the fam. Still don't have a name for the fam, but I'm working on it. Maybe I'll be working on it for 7,000 years. I don't know. But yeah, thank you guys again so much, and I will see you guys in a video real soon.